you've got probably the most sophisticated model in terms of a disciplined process for that whole evaluation and purchase. So what I'd like to do now is, can you kind of take us through, once the deal is kind of in place, what what should they expect when we talk about that transferring value, and new ownership, and your secondary leadership team now is really kind of on the hook to deliver that maximum value. Can you kind of describe your process from there, to help people understand what's going to happen next?
Yeah, sure. Maybe I could give a little bit of history behind that too, because it kind of sets it up for, I guess, the importance of why you need a disciplined process to be able to transition, not only transition value, but also be able to launch a new phase of value creation, I guess, is the best way I would put it. Um, and just looking in the rearview mirror in the early days of doing the acquisitions that we did. Most often we would buy a business, and the owner would retire or move on, and the second tier management team would say, "Man, this is great. We've got new owners. They seem like a great company. They're going to take us where we need to go, and they're actually going to allow us to start making decisions." And that's we love that because we want to be a part of that business. And we as the owners say, "That's great. So go ahead and start making the decisions." And the thing that pops up right off the bat in almost every case is that the employees do not have the experience or the self confidence based on trial and error to be able to start making those decisions. And when you ask them to make the decision, they basically back right up and say, "Oh, geez, I don't want to do that because when I did that in the past, I got my fingers wrapped because the guy in the corner office made all the decisions." All of a sudden, that's a bit of a crisis moment for us as a new owner because we say, "Oh, boys, what have we got here? How do we transition this into a new management team, and how do we start to create value?" And then all of a sudden, you realize that you've got a lot of work to do in order to set a new mindset, a new culture, and give people the competency and experience that they need to actually make the decisions and run the business better. So, in the early days, that created a lot of pain for us and a lot of hard work. But as a result of that pain and experience and hard work, we realized that there actually is a way that we can identify this and have a set of systems and processes prepared right from day one to help those individuals start to be able to grow rather quickly and accept responsibility and start to grow the business. So we developed a program which I guess we talk about our acquisition and integration program, and we sort of have the 100 days before, which is all the things that we're doing technically and operationally as far as getting ready for accepting the acquisition as a new business, and that includes things like due diligence and working with the owners and all those technical things that you need to do. But once you own the business, that's where the real work starts. The buying it is the easy part, I guess, but once you own it, that's where the hard part starts. And what we did is we developed a process where right from day one, we engage the middle management team in a process of really self-discovery. Where are we as an organization? Where are we as leaders in our competencies and capabilities? What are the expectations of the new owners? We expose them to the culture that we are as an organization. We help them articulate what their culture is, and then we work together to try and identify what the gaps are in the culture and how we can bring the two cultures together to be successful together. Because a bad culture will very quickly poison and destroy an acquisition. From that point forward, we actually sit down and we start to work as part of this integration process. We actually work with the team to develop a strategy of which we call let's say it, the business of tomorrow. If the buying organization is this way today and the acquiring organization is this way today, and we want to be someplace greater in the future, we see those two companies coming together as a stronger, healthier organization. And what's the strategy to do that? And we actually build the strategy together very early on in the process, within probably the first 90 days. And we really identify what are the things that are going to help us get there, what are the things that are going to hinder us from having success. And it's a very highly engaging process where the management team of the acquiring company and the company that's being acquired really form a very early partnership. Inside that process, we also have mentors, where every individual, every senior management person in the company that we're acquiring is assigned a mentor from our company, for example, and they are available to that individual 24/7. Our person can get on a plane and hop and go see them if they need it. They're available to speak to employees inside particular departments or their particular part of the business. Anytime, day or night, the communication lines are open. And that's really, such an extremely important part. You can't communicate enough in the middle of an acquisition, and you have to put the communication lines, avenues, streams, connections, whatever you want to call them, those have to be hardwired into the process right from day one.